is an extraordinarily diverse country. Only 560 kilometers long and 220 kilometers wide, it packs in a fantastic range of scenic attractions, from lush green valleys and high mountain landscapes to sandy beaches and rugged coastlines, from historic cities to picturesque villages. For 2 weeks in September 2004, Paul and I embarked on a whirlwind tour of western Portugal, from Lisbon to Porto, with rest stops in Portelas, his home in Portugal. Of my trip. This is where it begins, Portelas. It's Paul's hometown, and this is the start of my tour of Portugal at Portelas. Wait, let's go back to the first day when Paul picked me up at the airport at Lisbon.
So, what do you think about your trip? How was your trip? Huh?
My trip was a long 6 hours.
Long 6 hours?
Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah. Well, you know what I read? You know, Portuguese drivers are the worst in Europe. And
no.
Here we are, on our just coming out of the airport, we see an accident happening.
Aren't you a lucky girl?
We're on our way to Portelas, the hometown of the Pereiras. It's located about 1.5 hours north of Lisbon.
I got nothing to say.
Driving can be challenging. The roads may taper down to donkey-sized cart before you know it. So this is a country road here on the way to...
We're about 5 minutes away.
5 minutes away to Paul's parents' place. Look how tight it is.
This is nothing in terms of tightness and turns. If you get seasick on a boat, you should know you got something else.
See, he has to honk the horn each time he sees a car that may get into the lane. Because there's really no stop signs or anything like that, or traffic lights around here. See, you have to honk the horn because there's so many blind spots here. You can get into a head-on collision very easily, can't you? You may guess that all during my stay, I left all the driving to Paul. It can be quite intimidating to drive in Portugal. Look how close we are to the wall here. If I reach out, I can touch it with my hand.
Don't do that because you're going to do a lot of damage.
So here's Paul's parents' place. Go through the gate. Oh, the uncle that you're feuding with? After parking the car, Paul gave a tour of the grounds.
Okay. My walnut tree. This is where the water comes through. The river over here. Little fishes. The lizards. Very flat. Heat wood burning oven. I'm gonna make some cornbread in there sometime this week or something like that, some bread. The barbecue pit.
Pride of workmanship was evident in his face and voice.
There's one in the freezer, by the way. Quack, quack. Pew, 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 pew. So this wall was all built by hand by my dad and two other guys. About 4 or 5 years ago. These boulders are maybe about 300 pounds.
Ah, that's a lot of work you guys have
They were all carried by hand. My dad did this. I didn't do it.
While Paul was busy at the phone, I took a quick tour of the inside. Paul had designed some of the architectural details, such as the winding staircase, during the renovation of the house. Eager to do some sightseeing, Paul and I left the house to drive to the nearest city, Leiria. Leiria is set in attractive countryside on the banks of the river Leish. Originally the Roman town of Callipo, it became a Moorish town, and then it was recaptured from the Moors by Alfonso Enriquez in the 12th century. In 1254, Alfonso III held a court here, the first parliament attended by common laymen. In 1411, members of the town's sizable Jewish community built Portugal's first paper mill here.